Okay, I'm live on YouTube as well. On YouTube, it's a member only live. On TikTok, anyone joining can ask their questions. Thank you for joining. If you have any UK immigration questions, I can briefly answer them. For detailed advice, please book a consultation with us. Also, prefer to become subscribers on TikTok or members on YouTube and support our channel. No questions yet. On YouTube, you can only ask questions if you are a member of the channel. However, on TikTok, it's open to everyone. Anyone joining can ask their questions. Thank you for joining. Whoever is joining, I see any members joining on YouTube, TikTok also. Okay, I'm Sachin Sawant, UK immigration lawyer. There are several videos on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're on TikTok, you can subscribe to YouTube, or if you are on YouTube, subscribe to TikTok. So there are the longer videos, long form videos are on YouTube. With TikTok, it's difficult to put any long form videos, but most of the long form are on YouTube. Anyone joining live can ask their questions. In the meanwhile, I'll take some questions that have been asked on the channel in comments of YouTube. Just a minute, I'm just loading them. Okay, so no questions yet on either of the platforms. I'll take the questions that have been asked on the YouTube channel. So you also have subscription options on TikTok and membership options on YouTube. If you do become, we try and prioritize your questions under the comments, or however you send us the questions, usually through comments on TikTok or YouTube also. We'll try and prioritize and reply to those within 24 hours, either with a comments reply or a short video. But that is only for members or subscribers. Do subscribe to our TikTok channel as well. Okay, the comments I have. Okay, yesterday I did make a short video on both the channels, and that was about there is a mistake. So there is a mistake in the immigration salary list. So the way the immigration salary list is, so for any skilled worker visa, you have a going rate, you have a base rate. So going rate is whatever is the salary for a particular job. And there is a base rate, which is 38,700 for standard jobs without any discounting, let's say. And there is an hourly rate. So on the immigration salary list, Home Office has confirmed that in the salaried table, as per the immigration rules, the 20% discount for an ISL job, a job on the immigration salary list, only applies on the base rate, not on the going rate. Going rate means, for example, if your job code is 12345 and the minimum for skilled occupations you need to be paid for a 37.5-hour week is say 32,000 pounds, for example. So there is no discounting on that rate. So if I have to calculate for a 32,000 salary, a job code which has a salary of 32,000, if it is on the immigration salary list, it will be given an 80% discount on the base rate. So the 80% of 38,700 is 30,960, whichever is higher. So the higher has to be paid. The higher is 32,000. So the individual will have to pay 32,000. There is a mistake on the salary table that Home Office has confirmed. So I'm a member of Immigration Lawyers Association, and Home Office did confirm that we did query that on the going rate also there seems to be a 20% discount that says in the salaries table, but that is not the case. The immigration rules are correct. They will be amending those tables and they will confirm that there is no discount on the going rate. So the 32,000 in my example, there will be no discounting on that. Okay, any other questions? Anything on YouTube? Let's see. Okay, no questions yet. I'll take some questions that are on the YouTube channel in the comments and try to answer general comments, which questions which most of the applicants have. Now, someone has asked, what is the solution if two students want to get married to each other? One of them wants to be the dependent, don't want to continue studying. So, two students wanting to continue, yeah, one of them wants to get married to the other, and they don't want to continue their studies. Yeah, the student, unless they complete the course of study, the student who doesn't want to continue, they may have to go outside the UK and do an entry clearance application, provided the other students CAS allows a dependent, whatever course they are doing. If the course start date is after 1st of January this year, then they should be doing either a PhD occupation or a research-based study or a PhD study. So that is my brief answer to that. Okay, there's some other questions here. Anyone coming live can ask their questions. Only members on YouTube and anyone joining on TikTok can ask their questions. I'll take another question that I have on YouTube. Okay, someone just asked me simply this question. I know is married citizen. I will stay live for about next 10 minutes. If there are any questions, you can ask. There is a question from someone who has a EU settlement scheme, settled status, and the person has been out of the UK just under 5 years. The question is to maintain the settled status in the next 5 years. So once you get the settled status, if you go outside the UK for a continuous period of 5 years, you lose that status. This is under the European law, nothing to do with the British immigration rules or the other side. Uh, so if so, the question is how long. So what is considered as outside 5 years? If you leave the UK and then don't return to the UK for 5 years continuously, even if you return for a day, that is a return. That is the current interpretation. But Home Office may get stricter in future. But as of today, that is the position. Even if you return for one day, you would maintain your settled status. Okay, Rohit is asking a question. Do you need to give exam for citizenship? Which exam are you referring to, Rohit? Is it Life in the UK test, English test? What is that? If you can clarify. Thank you very much, Rohit, for subscribing to our TikTok channel and supporting the channel. Yeah, if you can clarify the question, do you need to give exam for citizenship? If you clarify, I will be able to answer that. Okay, any exam. Okay, so if you are applying for citizenship, do you mean naturalization? So I'm assuming you are applying for naturalization as a British citizen and you get indefinite leave to remain. If you have got the indefinite leave to remain not on the EU settlement scheme, not on the European law, then you would have already passed the life in the UK test and the English test or met the English requirement in some way. So you don't have to pass, and if you have ILR, you would have already met those requirements. But if you have got a settled status under the EU settlement scheme, at the point of applying for settled status, you don't have to pass any exams. So no life in the UK test, no English test. But then when you apply for naturalization after getting the settled status, whenever you qualify, yes, you would need to give the life in the UK test and also meet the English language requirement, either by giving an English test or if you have a degree or any other way that is allowed. So first we have to settle status. Yes. What is your status in the UK? If you tell me what is your visa status and all, then I can advise you. But yeah, you need to be have indefinite leave to remain to apply for or settle status to apply for British citizenship by naturalization. Okay, one message. I'm in dependent visa. My father is in work visa. Okay, so you are independent visa. Are you under 18 years of age? If you are over 18, yes, you will have to. Your father is in work visa, so it would be a skilled worker visa or something like that. So yes, if you are a dependent, if if you tell me you are under 18 years of age or over 18, then I can answer more clearly. But then yes, if you have turned 18, then you would have to pass both those exams, meet the English language requirement and the life in the UK test, and also have indefinite leave to remain. You are 19. So yes, all the exams apply to you. Life in the UK test and English language test does apply to you whenever you apply for naturalization. Share. Okay, anyone joining live can ask their questions. If you have any UK immigration brief questions, I can give a brief advice of about 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute. That's enough time for most advice. Do subscribe to our channel, become a subscriber on TikTok or a member on YouTube. We'll try and prioritize and answer your questions quickly within 24 hours for any subscribers. Okay, Rohit, and how much you have to pay for extend your dependent visa? Yeah, your dependent visa can only be extended along with the main applicant. So if your father who is the main applicant is applying only along with that, then you can apply. You will pay exactly the same fees because you are over 18 now. For the fees, usually look on the gov.uk website. That would be better because it's difficult for me to give you the exact numbers over here. But yeah, if you go under the skilled worker category and look for the main applicant's fees, that's exactly you will be paying. How much total? So how much total for you or your parent, or how many members are applying? You cannot apply by yourself. You are just a dependent. The main applicant has to apply with you. Your father's work visa and my mom and me as dependent visa. Let me give you brief numbers. Yeah, the total you will have to take a calculator and do it. I can give you the numbers over here. So approximately you are looking at how much does it cost and how long the visa will be applied for the main applicant. Is it up to 3 years or more than that? I'll try to give you some information on from the. Okay, let's check. Okay, for 3 years visa, let me check briefly. Any so within UK, 827 is the visa fees, and for a 3 year visa, it would be 3,105 of immigration health surcharge for each of you. So you multiply that amount by 3. 827 into 3, 3105, 3,105 into 5 into 3. So 827 is the visa fees, 3,105 would be the IHS within UK. So another member's question on our YouTube channel. So let me see the question. Okay, Vria's activity. Thank you for being a member on YouTube. I'm okay. Healthcare visa. After 5 years, can I apply for ILR before 28 days of finishing my 5 years? Yeah, you cannot apply before 28 days. You can apply within 28 days. For example, if you're completing 5 years on 28th of February, you can apply from 1st of February onwards. That is within 28 days of completing the 5 year. And the second part of your question, and after I get ILR, can I apply for my daughter for ILR and my wife for ILR? If all of their visas are expiring at the same time as yours, which would be the case because you are the main applicant, all of you have to apply together. It will be difficult for them to apply afterwards. You may have to arrange all the funds. I understand funding may be an issue, but yes, all of you have to apply together because they will be out of time by the time they apply. In order to apply for ILR straight away with me as soon as one of the parent is ILR. If your daughter is born in the UK, my daughter, and for my wife, she has to complete 5 years, so she has to apply for ILR. No, unless both the parents are applying for ILR, the daughter won't be able to apply for ILR. So if both of you are applying and both of you are getting, only then the daughter will be granted ILR. Okay, any questions on? Yeah, for coming to the fees of, so it would be 827 into 3 plus, then what is IHS? So IHS is 1035 into 3 into 300 plus. Yeah, about 12,000. That is correct. That is the total fees that you will end up with. Okay. If anyone else joining live has any questions, you can ask them now. Stay live for about some time now. On YouTube, it's member only live, so only members can ask questions. Thank you, Ria's activity channel, for being a member, asking the question. Thank you, Rohit, for becoming a subscriber on TikTok and asking your question. Anyone joining the live can ask their questions on any immigrations, visas. Okay, I have another question from a member on YouTube. Let me see. So I have to apply for all three with my ILR. Yes, all three of you have to apply for indefinite leave to remain together. So you're the main applicant on the skilled worker, care worker visa, and you have two dependents. All of you will have to apply together. Because if you apply first, the other two will be out of time by the time you wait for your decision. So which category will be applied to my department? My department is it my ILR and the dependents. So provided the dependents have also completed 5 years in the UK. So especially your wife, if she is also completed 5 years as as your dependent, then all of you will qualify for ILR and you can apply for ILR. But my family came after 6 months. So your family will have to apply for an extension of their dependent visas. Rohit, it is better you ask visa questions. I think you're asking, I have a question, but it's not about a visa. I'm not sure whether I will be able to answer any questions out of anything on UK visas. Anyone joining live can ask their questions. I'll stay live for maybe 5 more minutes. I don't see any questions coming through, so that's fine. I will maybe make another video or something. Okay, no questions yet. I'll take some general questions on the YouTube channel, maybe try to answer them. Yes, and my salary is. Yes, Rohit, your question is so basically, if you all are applying for citizenship, yes, all of you have to pass the exams, English language test and the life in the UK test. That is correct. Okay. So the member on YouTube. So if I take, so the question on YouTube is, so if I take ILR priority application, once I get decision, I have to apply for extension for my family. Is it right? You don't need to take priority. You can apply all of yours together. You apply for your indefinite leave to remain parallelly along with the same application. You apply for their dependent extensions. You don't have to wait for your decision. All applications have to be filed latest by the last date of the visas. So all your visas will be expiring on the last date. So you can apply standard service. You don't have, there is nothing forcing you to apply priority. So you apply for settlement indefinite leave and your family applies for dependent at the same time. Yeah, for the naturalization, yes, you have to pass all the exams. What if you and your dad pass, but my mom didn't? I don't think there is an exception unless there are any medical reasons. So, and you need a confirmation from a medical practitioner stating why the individual cannot pass that particular test, whether it is life in the UK or English language. Thank you very much for all the questions on YouTube, Briha's activity channel. Thank you for becoming a member. I don't see any more questions on YouTube, no more questions on TikTok. I do this live usually once a week, so usually the next live would be, by default, it would be next Tuesday around this time, maybe 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Some comments in this live are filtered to protect community's experience. Okay, good. There are no more questions currently, so do subscribe to become a subscriber on TikTok. So just encouraging everyone, become a member on YouTube. Ask your questions. We will try and answer within 24 hours any burning questions, UK visas, which can be briefly answered within 30 seconds to a minute, maybe with a short or a video or comments at least. So, and we prioritize members and subscribers questions and answer them as soon as possible within 24 hours. The next live will be next week, approximately the same time, maybe 2 o'clock, next week, Tuesday. So, no more questions coming through on YouTube. Thank you very much for anyone who joined on YouTube. So, I will end the stream over there.